Hi, it's Mrs. Stitches or Sheila. Hi, everybody. This is Flosstube number 79, and today's date is January 2nd, 2025. I thought about that before I talked. Welcome, everybody. Whew, a new year. So, welcome to my Start-palooza. Since I've seen you last, not counting the regular, since I've seen you last was Flossmas number 25, I have had 15 new starts. 15 new starts. I'm going to show you now. That will be what we'll be starting with. And as far as 2025 is concerned, I am going to try my best. My plans are changing a bit. I am going to have a trip across the country again. So that might be a month or two out of my disruption to my routine. So I'm not going to have any hard and fast plans. But for now, before I go, I'm going to try and do a finish every Friday. So tomorrow's the first one. So we'll see how I get on with that. And I'm going to have a project where I'm going to touch all my whips and put in 2025 stitches in every single project. And the ones that I started, so what I did was New Year's Eve and New Year's Day, between those 2 days, I started 12 projects. Before that, I had started 3 other ones, but I started 12 projects in those 2 days. I worked on each one for 2 hours, and you'll hear the stitch total on each one. I did amazing progress. I got close to 5,000 stitches done in those 2 days. Unbelievable. And I'm going to work on those going forward each month. I'm going to draw one of those, and I will put in January, I'll draw one and put in 2025 stitches. February, I'm going to draw 2 and put in 2025 stitches in each one, and so on, so forth. We'll see how long I can do that for. But considering in 2 hours, I got about 400 stitches average done on each one. When you think about it, then 2025 stitches is around 10 hours, which I can do that in a day or easily in 2 days. So we'll just see how things go. My dailies might fall by the wayside because it just is. But let's get started. We'll start off lightly first. So I'm going to show you some of my dailies. Or I'm going to show you. So one of the starts I did was Stitchy Mommy has a new temperature chart that's super cool. It is all specialty stitches. And so I started it. I did the frame, which is a herringbone stitch all around the frame. And I stitched the day before. So I always look at Weather Network and I get yesterday's high and I'm stitching the high. So today being the 2nd, I stitched January 1st is right there. So that is, I can't remember the name of the stitch. I want to say it's a queen stitch, but I'm not sure. But it's pretty. So that was one of my starts. What else? The other was the Heaven and Earth Design Sale 2025. I've joined. I don't plan on actually finishing it. I'm going to aim for 6 pages finishes, but I got lots of things to stitch. This year I got all the perks from finishing last year. There's only so much you can stitch, but I'm doing Steampunk Portal, and that's my start. Isn't that pretty? That is so cool looking. So it came out way early, and I got a good solid 3 days on it, I think. So that was great. And while we're here, I'm going to show you a whip, because all the rest are all new starts. The only whip I worked on is my, this is Boar's Head. And since you've seen it last, I've actually done, I think, about 2 or 3 diagonals. And I did start the lighthouse. I actually jumped over to the lighthouse, but this is the start of the lighthouse. So there you go. So I will work on this. I'm not going to work on it what I had scheduled, which was 200 stitches a day. I just can't do it. But and the Heaven and Earth Design Sale would have been 230 stitches a day. And I just, with my plans, other things are more important. So, and I know it's all going to fall apart when we're driving across the country, and then I'll be out there for some time. So there you go. Okay, so one more to show you before we get on to my 12 by 12. The one other was on Christmas Day. I was going to start at Christmas Eve. Oh, this is the only one I didn't unzip. Darlene Dion, she always starts every Christmas Eve, I believe, Prairie School Santa. And so I did this on Christmas Day, and you can see it says north wind. I'm going to change that. Here we get nor'easters. And so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to change it to nor-e wind. So just the nor and then do a comma in the e. But I haven't gotten there yet. But I did start this. This will be a finish this year. I also want to do at least 12 finishes. I'd like to do 25. But one a month. And I got them all listed up. I think I got 25 listed up, and that's my start. This is the fabric I got in my floss mess. I did one of my advent calendars, and this is hand stained by Paint with Stitches, and it is using PEI sand. Isn't that amazing? It is so nice. Worked out super well for the Prairie School Santa. I got a big piece. Well, moderately big for an advent box. Look at that. And so that is my start on my nor'easter Santa. Nor'easter Santa. So we'll work on him at some time. Okay. All of that is before my 12 by 12. So I have here, I've done little cards up. It has all the names of them. And I'm going to keep track of their stitches on these. I'm going to put this in a bin, which I got right here, and we are going to draw afterwards, which once I've gone through them all, we're going to draw and see which one I'm going to work on this month. So I'll try to do these in order. Maybe. It might be hard to do them in order. Let's just do them as we go, okay? Oh, can I try and wing the order? I don't know if I can do them in order at all. This might be the first one. I think this is the first one. Let's see. We'll try to figure this out. Yeah, this is the first one. So one thing I'm doing, and I got it at Michael's, they had boxes with, I think, 16 of these inside a big case. And I use them great for projects to just put the floss in. So that's working out really well. So the first one I started was, it's a bug series, and I'm not sure who it's by. It's on Etsy. And this, I know Crafty Emily did this a couple of years ago. And there are a whole bunch of different bugs. And I bought, I think it's 8 total or 10 total in the pack. And so this one is the Firefly. And so I started it off. And I got 420 stitches done on it. It is, I believe, about 4,000 stitches total. So I potentially will finish this. I have plans. If I finish it, I'm going to replace something else in it because it would only need to be worked on twice to finish. So that's really cool. I love the colors. It's so pretty. I think this is the head, and then the body's coming, and these are legs coming out. But it is really pretty. That was fun. That was really fun. And those aren't black. None of that's black. That's that dark green. 501. Okay, so that was Firefly, 420 stitches in 2 hours. I worked each one 2 hours. Okay. While I'm here, I'm going to show you the next one that's in this. This now we're not in order. Next one is Carolyn Manning, and I'm going to just find my thing. Oh, there it is. It was the third one I worked on. I'm going to lose track of that really soon. Let's see if I can figure out. I think it goes this way, I think. It's square. I probably should put an arrow on this so I know, but oh yeah, no. This is Peridot, which is funny because I just like green, but I didn't realize their birth months and colors, but isn't that pretty? I'm missing the color that goes here, so I'm writing a list of the flosses I'm missing. So I don't want to substitute, so I will make a trip. This one I got 447 stitches on in 2 hours, so that was great. Peridot. Okay, that's my first bag. We'll stick these back in. Try to stay stay pseudo organized. I'm going to put these all in a certain spot so it's really easy for me to grab and go. Put that over there. Most of these bags have 2 in each. This one's got 2 also. A couple only have 1. Oops. Oh, I'm dropping floss. Remember, this one I didn't actually. Okay, this was, I think, on the 2nd day. Let's see if I can remember which one this is. Okay, this one. I know what one this is. Yeah, these were both done on the 2nd day. I was a little slower on the 2nd day. 1, I burnt out a bit. And number 2, we had a sick puppy. She actually had a stroke. We just got back from the vets, but she's doing okay. She's doing okay. So this is, I can't remember where I got this off of Etsy. I can't remember which Etsy site. I might try to figure that out for you, but it's called Winter Village. It's really, really pretty. Although it just looks like gray right now. So there's actually 4 colors there. 4 different colors of gray. Yeah. So this is Winter Village. I got 422 stitches done on it. It was actually quite fun. I was really, really enjoying that one. And there were some, I've wanted to do all these. I picked ones I wanted to do, but some I really wanted to do more than others. So it's kind of funny when I started stitching them, how much I enjoyed some and some not as much. So we'll see. But they were all fun. This other one is a freebie by Heaven and Earth Designs, and it's called Whimsical Halloween. Sorry, I don't have any pictures of these right now. This one I got 380 stitches done on it. You can see I'm doing corner starts and working the diagonal. So there you go. It is mostly 823, I believe is what that color is mostly. And then there's a couple other colors scattered in. I'm doing these on 25 count, 1/1, which I found I actually love. When I went back, most of these are 18 count. And when I got on these 25 count 1/1s, I absolutely love them. But yeah, there's not a lot to see, but there you go. So you can see I was working the diagonal and I started my next diagonal. It's a biggie. That one is a biggie. I'll put that away later. We'll just stack that. We'll do the next one beside me. Okay. Let's do this one first. Okay, this next one is by Paint with Stitches on Etsy. And it is a Maud Lewis. I was doing another Maud Lewis, and this one is called 3 Sleighs. And it is gorgeous. I'm so excited for this one. But it is 3 sleighs. And again, it's on the diagonal. It's a bit of a big one. The other one was a mini. This one is a full size. So its fabric is quite large for it. But yeah, it was mostly this light blue at first. And then I finally got down to some color, a little bit of white and a green, and there's going to be another green. So it'll be interesting to see this one come alive. If anyone knows Maud Lewis, they can check her out online. 3 Sleighs. This one I got 464 stitches done on it. And this was my second to last one I worked on. I was burnt out, but I still did great. This next one is one of the ones I was most looking forward to and probably the most disappointed. This one is, and it's not the designer, it's probably the fabric choice. So I think I'm debating on restarting this. It's, I think, going to be, I want to say 40,000 stitches. It's all in black. It's a Jules design, and it's called Lone Wolf. And I think because it's pixelated, so the way she works is, it's like the blank spots you see are intentional. It's sort of like it's pixelated and the picture will come alive. And this is a really big piece of fabric. And I just think it would have been better on a 25 count versus an 18 count. So I was really stuck while I was doing this because I was working against what I thought was right. So I may restart it on a 25 count and see if I'm happier. I think it would work better too because the grid, just because you're skipping around so much. But I got 364 stitches done on this. Not a lot to see, but it was still, it was almost challenging just because of that. I got to remember I got sometimes floss shoved in these. Like that one's only black, so I got the black shoved in, and the Halloween, whimsical Halloween, was only those couple of colors. Okay, this next one is an Etsy purchase that is kind of one of the rip-off Etsy shops, which I didn't know at the time. It's called, I think they call it Village Green. I'm not sure, Victorian Village or English Village. I'm calling it English Village. 395 stitches I got done, and I know Stitchy Mommy's doing the real one. The real one is through some European stitching shop, and it is super wide. So I think it is 5 feet wide, but narrow. So I got to start on it. Oops. Yeah, I'm showing the right side. Let me just pull the threads down. So there you go. That's my little start. So pink trees, which is kind of weird. So I think this is where the cheap version comes in. And that might be water and then a house. But I'm going to go with it for now. I actually looked into buying the real one, and it's complicated. And so I'm going to go with this for now and just see how it goes. So kind of an experiment to see how it goes. Okay. Getting a little pile over there. Okay, the next one, there's only one in the bag here, was a freebie from Boomerang Stitches. And oddly enough, I think this is one I wasn't excited for, but I actually really enjoyed. So this is Bird Nerd. 339 stitches, but this was when we were dealing with a sick puppy, and I was very distracted, but near the end we had some difficulty. But isn't it gorgeous? Look at that. I love it. There's 2 colors in here. I think they're 352 and 351, and then the wing is going to go up here like that, and there's a tail wing that's coming out here. There's going to be a bunch of birds too. So this is around 4,000 stitches, so this one might get done in 2 sittings, you know, because each one's 2,025 stitches, so that's 4,050. I'm not sure how many are left on this right now, but it's probably will get done. And if I'm close, I would finish something off anyway. So it may get done this year if it gets drawn. That's the thing. Theoretically, if I keep up with it. So in January, you do 1 of them. In February, I do 2. So March 3. In December, I'm doing all 12. So theoretically, every one of them should be worked on once, at least once. And the maximum one could be worked on is 12 times, which times 2,025 is over I think it's over 40,000 stitches. So it'll make some progress if it works out that way. Okay. The next is the Quaker maps. Oops. Oh my, I'm dropping floss all over the place. Oh, there's more floss in here. Oh. I'm going to have a bit of a cleanup afterwards. So, I purchased 2 maps. If my nephew or his girlfriend is watching, or my niece, these are for you guys, but surprise! Hopefully they're not watching. So the first one I worked on is New Brunswick. So they actually have provincial maps. Everyone's doing the country maps, but they've actually made provincial maps. So I got, these are the Quaker maps by Vivsters. I got 508 stitches done in 2 hours. Isn't that amazing? It's about 40,000 stitches total, so I don't know if I'll finish it for Christmas next year. But that was my start on one of the Kaylee fabrics, which was absolutely lovely to stitch on. Now, this is the New Brunswick map. So it's going to be mostly red and yellow, and then there's going to be an object in the middle, which is, look up their map and you'll see. But it's just gorgeous. Oh, I was in love. I was in love. I won't be upset if that one gets drawn again. But I have to check out the whites, because the next one, which was the very last stitch I did last night, was BC. I got 357 stitches. I was babysitting our dog at the time, and she didn't like the sound of my stitching. It was bothering her, so and it was just we were exhausted at that point. But this is the BC map started, and you can see the white doesn't show up very well. So they actually pick a different color besides white. So that's 762, but it is almost the color of my fabric. So then I switched out to, I think, B5200, and I'm not sure really which I'm going to use, or if I'm going to try and find something different that reads white and stands out on this. Looking at this visually, this white stands out more than the 762, but I don't know yet what to do. But I do love those. I found those very, very entertaining to work on. And it doesn't help when you're working on a fabric you love. So thank you, Kaylee, for making great fabrics. Okay, I am down to 2. This is whirlwind for you guys. I'm sorry I'm like rushing through this, but I'm going to be back on babysitting duty soon, and I'll get back to stitching. So these last 2 have a theme together, and one of them is going to be a present to my niece. So I don't think she watches me, but I think she was a Zelda fan. I was a Zelda fan. So this is, I think, Welcome to Hyrule. And the other one is Mario. And you saw the ornament of Mario I got. I also got Luigi. So the Stitching Goddess Designs has, on her WIP parade, she may have the link, or she can tell you how to get the link to it. Was a free. It's called Mario Through the Ages, or Epic Mario. And I was a big gamer when I was young, or in my 20s. And so it brings back fond nostalgia. So Mario, I got 440 stitches done. They weren't the most exciting. So you have at the very beginning the word Mario. So it's a big banner, and I didn't even get the M done. I just got the M started, and so it's going to be Mario first, and then there might be Through the Ages, and then you get to start on the actual game. But it's like, oh, I want to get to the game part so fast. But this is eating. Who says that? Somebody says eating your vegetables. So working through your vegetables first before you can get to the good stuff. So there we go. That's my start on Mario. I love it. So I have them both sitting by watching me. So they'll come out. I'll probably put them away, and they come out whenever I'll stitch this. And then Welcome to Hyrule. I got 378 stitches done on it. And I did a center start. So I started way over here, and I'm working my way up to the corner. Not a lot to see. So this is like the Stitching Mommy did one. There's a whole bunch where there are all these different places. They're done like brochures, or those nostalgic maps. They're very kind of simplified, or graphical type things. They're really, really neat. Now, one thing that I screwed up on this, and I might have to pull it out or stitch it over, is, and I don't know if you're going to be able to appreciate it. Let me see if I can fold it up a bit and show you, is I had some old floss, and then I had to get some new floss, and the colors look differently. So this is the new DMC. I think it's 842, and this is the old. So there's a big difference. They're quite noticeable. So I might be picking out that part because there's going to be more, or I'll have to figure that out. So that's going to be a bit of a dilemma, but that's 15 new starts. Woo, 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 woo. So before I lose you guys, let's draw for what I'm going to be doing in January. I'm also going to be working, like I said, on all of my WIPs. So I'm going to pause and show you one of the first WIPs I'm going to work on. It's Language of Flowers. I won't show you. You'll see. I'm going to still try to film every week, especially if I'm going to be gone eventually. stay on top of things. This is probably going to be my screenshot because I've done that before. Okay, there we go. English Village. Okay, English Village it is. I'm going to put my little clippy on it so I know what I'm working on to start with. There we go. Excellent. So that's, let's see, life updates. Well, I kind of sprinkled it in on you there. I got word, so I own a house in Nanaimo in BC, and my mom was still living there, and I said we won't sell until she's ready, so she's ready. So we're gonna go back out there to help with the sale of the house and get whatever's left. There's not a lot left. We did move things out, but there might be some things left. I think I got a couple of paintings or things on the wall. So that's a big thing. So that's going to happen probably in the springs. Probably spring, and I might be staying out there. We're going to take 2 cars out, so I'm going to drive across country, so I won't be able to stitch while I'm driving. It's not loud. And then, of course, our dear little Olive. So she has been doing well. I mean, we've had a rough last 4 months with her first having some arthritic issues, and then she stopped eating because she has kidney issues. And then New Year's Eve, fireworks were going off. She was good for the most part, but she was a little stressed by the fireworks. And woke up and figured out she had a stroke. So she's doing okay, but we're babysitting her because we're worried that she doesn't have any balance. She's everything's spinning on her. And so she can't stand up because she just falls down. So we have to make sure she's looked after. So we're a little tired, but I got to sleep in the bed last night. I've been sleeping on the couch, kind of looking after her. We take turns. But last night I got to sleep in the bed, so that was good. So I got a good night's sleep. But you still wake up worried, you know. It's just the way it is. But we're giving her the best life we can give her right now, and we're aware that she's an old dog, and we're gonna just try to take care of her till it's time. And what else? That's about it. So, like I said, I'm gonna do a finish tomorrow. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I'll think about that the rest of today. I will be filming next week, all going well. Hopefully I'll actually have, so this first week I want to I'm going to work on Language of the Flowers, and I'm going to work on the English Village. And so those are my projects to go, and my dailies, other than the temperature, are going to I'll work on them daily, but if I don't keep up on them, that's okay. I'm not going to be a slave to reaching a quota every single day. The Haid cell, like I said before, finishing last year, I got 2 free charts from Haid, and plus we got all the ones in the previous cell, so that was, I think, 8 more charts. And then there's all the ones I already had. And then this one, if you finish 6 pages, you'll get 11 different charts. In your lifetime, I added some of these up, and I was well over 2 million stitches. So realistically, can I finish all of these? No, I got tons. So my goal will be, if I can, do the 6 pages, but if I don't, it's okay. It really is. I got to give myself some grace. So I'm enjoying doing the Haid. I don't have no regrets for starting. I'm just not going to put myself on a schedule, especially with these life interruptions. So life bumps. That's what they are. They're life bumps. So yeah, so that's, I think, it for me, and I will see you next week. So take care, everybody, and have a good week, and Happy New Year 2025. Wow. Bye.